What's up, everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the Alliance Barracks. If you have not seen part 1 yet, the link will be in the description box below. So with that said, part 2 entails the majority of what is left in, well, if you have just the frame still, the majority of what is left is the tedious detailing. Or some of it's not too bad, so don't worry. But the majority of it can be a little tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it should be all set. So let us begin with the best part of the building, detail. So I'm thinking we're going to stick with the towers. We'll do the towers first and move on from there. So to complete the towers, we'll be needing some oak wood logs, spruce wood stairs, cobblestone stairs, some spruce slabs, some stone brick slabs, some stone brick, and stone brick stairs. Then, and some wool. So the first thing we'll be using is the wool. We'll be placing the wool 3 high on both sides, and then in the center, and then 1 high in the middle. So 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. So you're going to do this all the way around and on both towers. Then the next point, we're going to be using some spruce wood stairs. These spruce wood stairs are going to go right here in the middle of the tower, or at least the middle of the wall. And then on top of it, we're going to be using 3 sets of oak logs, and then 1 coming down from the center. So on top of the spruce, you're going to go 2 and 3 high, and then 1 coming down from the knot, if you don't have that already. So this is how it should look. And you're going to do this all the way around. So when you have all done, the next thing we're going to be doing is going on the inside of each tower, placing stone brick stairs outward, or facing outward from here, going up to the unknown, just like that. And then the next thing we'll be doing is taking some spruce wood stairs. So on either side, we're going to be placing them just like this, and then we're going to put a temporary one here, and then another one like that, and then breaking the one behind it. So 1, 2, and then break. So you should have like a diagonal upside down staircase, like that. And you're going to do this on all sides of your structure as well. There. So once you have that complete, we're going to be using the spruce wood stairs again. And we'll be putting them underneath like this, just on each edge. This is just to, again, help with breaking it up, because if you leave it as it is, you can. It doesn't look too bad, but I think it looks kind of chunky. So how we'll be doing it is just on each of the corners. So it gives it that smooth transition into the next flat one, the flat block, and then another transition into the next, even though this one's going to be rigid anyways. So you're going to want to do this on the top and the bottom. So you're going to want to make it look kind of, a little smoother, not much. About as smooth as you can probably get with Minecraft. And you're going to do this all the way around the structure as well. So you're going to also want to put them on top as well. And just cap off the tower. Because now when you look at it, you should be starting to get somewhat of a face out of it. It should be starting to form, kind of breaking up some of the wood texture. We're going to have to add a lot more stone though to get rid of it. So the next feature we're going to be adding is for the interior work. We're going to put 1 stone brick here, and then another one here behind the spruce wood stairs. You'll do this all around the structure. This is just to, again, give it some different textures. I mean, given the current slate, we need to add more color. And then this gap, you can add something else. I'm just going to put some oak wood logs facing out, like that. And then again, I'm going to use the stone brick stairs, slabs now. If I can talk. There. I'm going to put the slabs on top of the spruce wood stairs like this. So now it will give you not only the chance that you can't run out of it anymore, like you can't leave, you're stuck. Now you can walk up to it instead of putting the floor flat with it. So you can, if someone's shooting at you, you can duck down and hide. But then there's another little thing I'm going to add to that afterwards. So to keep with the detailing, we're going to need some trapdoors and some fences. And some ladders. Now, the ladders are going to be placed diagonally from each other underneath the sprucewood stairs, like that. And then again, trapdoors will go in the corners and then here as well. So you should have 4 and 4. You'll do this on all sides of your structure. What the trapdoors do up here, whether or not it really works, I don't know. I don't really PvP often, but if it did, so you wanted to get a better shot at someone, you can shoot there, and then if they're shooting back, you have a little more protection. Probably not much, but that little bit probably makes a big difference. I don't know. Give it a shot. So I'm just going to finish up with this. And then the next point will be the roof, which will be a little tricky. I kept it simple, or tried to anyways. But the rooftop is going to primarily be oak just for this tutorial. So we're going to be needing some oak wood planks, oak wood stairs, and oak wood slabs, as well as setting the time back to day. So how we'll be doing this is using our slabs and covering these 3 stone bricks here in the corner. We're going to again do that here and all the way around. The next thing we're going to want to do is take our oak wood stairs. The oak wood stairs are going to go just below or connected to the oak wood logs and not the spruce. I like the roof to either be below it or a little higher than the edge. Though I like the edge to primarily be taller, just to kind of give it a little more shape, as opposed to being flat and even with it, or flush. In my opinion, it doesn't look as good flush. It's just the little extra details, those little extra ridges make a big difference, I think, in Minecraft, especially when you're using shaders. Shaders make everything look nice. And then the next step, we're going to be using our oak wood planks. We're going to be putting them out 2 from each staircase, following the oak wood logs. So now we're going to follow the upper oak wood logs. We're going to put 1 here and then go out 2 and break that 1. There you go. Now we're going to do the same thing except for 1 log. So this is how it should look when you're done. Now just to show you guys how to do the rest, we'll be using the stairs next and putting the stairs like from this notch. You're going to put 1 on just in front of it, 2 like that, leaving a gap, putting an oak wood log there in the center, going up another step, putting 2, that, and then another 2, putting an oak wood log here in the center, breaking this plank underneath, if I can see, putting a plank there, oak wood log there. So you should have 3 oak wood logs sticking out like that, and then putting your 3 staircases like that. So this is how it should look. There. So when you have your rooftop done, this is what it should look like. So the next step is another simple one. We're going to be using our spruce wood slabs. Now, to kind of darken the tone a bit, we're going to be covering up all the oak wood logs like this and putting 2 here in the center. So just cover up all the oak faces and put in the oak wood. You could also use cobble for this if you'd like instead of the spruce, or even stone brick stairs and slabs, just to kind of hide some of the wood texture, maybe kind of take it down a bit. There is a lot of lumber here, but I wanted to keep it as similar to WoW as possible, except for the fact that I made a stubby roof and not a really pointy roof like the game has. So that should be it for the tower. I'm going to add the little addition, which I did here. All that is some spruce wood planks, placed 1 here and then 1 here, having a spruce wood stair like that on both sides, and then just simply 2 connecting to each other like that. Just to kind of make it look like they're kind of crossing, but then they're kind of not really. You know, it's just that little bit of added detail that makes a difference sometimes. If it's too much, it's too much. I think it looks all right. There. So I'm going to catch up. I'll be right back. I'm going to finish this tower, and I'll be right with you guys. Yeah, so your towers should be looking significantly better. You know, the top's kind of detailed, but then the bottom's kind of empty. So we're going to change that right now, except I'm going to use World Edit. What you guys are going to have to do, unless you have World Edit, are going to have to fill in the towers with stone bricks. Stone bricks is what I'm using, and I use a combination of things. Like for this particular setup, I used 50% stone brick, 25%, let me see, I did it already. 25%, I think that is mossy brick. Yep, mossy stone brick. And then 15% cracked and 10% cobble. So what it should look like is that. Except I have to make sure I have my mask on and use it. So this is just a simple bit. All I'm going to do is that again. I'm going to just fill in. You're going to want to fill in from where the cobble is. So you still want that cobble here on the bottom. But then you want kind of like a textured look overall. So it doesn't look just like a one single texture going up. Unless you want it to be the one single texture, that's fine. I personally think it looks a little better with just the additional pieces. As well as, we might as well do this now, if I can type. We're going to break here in the corners. And then also fill in from this point all the way to here with the same selection of materials. So it's just going to be one big wall. Just like that. So you want this to be filled in. And then we don't want to cover the door, of course, obviously. Yeah. So your end result should look something like that. And then the next thing we're going to do is now we're going to be using some wool. This point, we're going to be following the... Actually, we're going to want some birch wood as well. So what we'll be doing with the birch wood first is we're going to be lining it up just underneath each layer of the rooftop. So you want it to, if it's behind one, you want to put it behind one. I mean, and then you're going to want to do the same thing again. Behind this one, and then behind this one, and then as well as following it like this. So that's what it should look like. So you have your two spot here of the oak logs. And then right underneath and below it, you're going to want your birch wood. So from this tower, like that. And then again, same thing. And while we're at it, we might as well go ahead and do that over here as well. So the same thing, 1 and 2. I'll speed this up so you don't have to listen to me count. Okay, so when you have that done, it should kind of look like this. This kind of, it bows with the actual outline of the rooftop. So the purpose of this is primarily to define the rooftop itself. Because now we're going to be doing some tedious stuff. We're going to be pulling the birch wood all the way across the rooftop to each segment, but not going beyond this point, because this is going to have a slightly different build to it. So we're going to be taking the birch and just filling it in, and doing this on the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, so this is how it should look. We don't want to go beyond to this point yet. We can go ahead and do this over here as well, which I'm going to do. Doing the exact same thing. Do not go past the second roof support in, the second frame in. You want to stay just at the first one. All right, so once you've gotten to that point, you're going to have a little bit of a gap. Now, the best way to do this is just to kind of line up where the next set's going to be. So the next set is going to be one lower. So you're going to go down 2 and then down an additional 1 and just simply drag them all the way across. Seeing how this is a little different and kind of a pain, but this is where the build gets a little better. This is where it starts breaking away. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, at least it will be. So the next point, we can go ahead and finish off these points here. It looks like I messed up with my mask, sadly. So what this will do is just simply do it now, I should say. Kind of give it that thickness. So we have that. So we have extra depth to work with when we want to go ahead and detail it. So it doesn't look, just straight up flat. So the next point, we can probably go ahead and start detailing the roof itself. So how I did the roof was I did the same kind of setting as what you have here on the tower. I used the cobble right here, right below the oak log. Then I had another spruce connecting into it. And then from here, I had one sticking out underneath this oak log, and then another one facing into it like that. And you'll follow that pattern to the top. Again, this is just to kind of add a little bit more of a fairly bland looking setup. Just instead of looking at all that oak, you can have a little bit more of a selection to pick from, as opposed to it just being that same look all the time. Just break it up. And then underneath, you can do the same thing. Just add in a little bit of extra detail. So you have that little inlet right here, which we'll be changing that when we add the rooftop. This is just to help us place the roof. So the next thing, just to keep right on detailing here, underneath the structure, actually it's a little different. So I'm going to keep it different for now. I'm just going to do it like that. So you're going to have two pieces like that. Actually, two. Yeah, I think two is fine. And then we're going to have another two here. So give it that joint there, make it look like it's being supported a little better. And then we're going to put one here, and then one underneath both sides. Then on the upper side, we can use spruce wood. The spruce wood stairs, just like that. And then one more time, for the extra, for some added detail, we're going to be taking oak wood logs, going across, taking two out, continuing across, and at each point, we're going to put two like that. So this is what it should look like now. And to keep working right here in the front, we're going to break these two blocks and then put them like this to create the first window, kind of the only real windows on it, just like that, instead of my added instead of the added windows I put into it. And then the next step, we're going to be using some cobble underneath, just like that. So this is how it should look. This is how the face should be right now. Then on the inside, we're going to be using some of the wool. The wool is just simply going to be dragged all the way across like this. That's it. Just keep going all the way to the top. So this is how it should look now. Now we're going to need the roof materials, which I'm just going to keep it simple. Oak wood stairs and oak wood slabs. And all we're going to do is follow along like this at each drop. And then when we have the flat right underneath the stair, or right beside the stair, we're going to add a spruce wood spruce wood slab set. Oak wood slab set, if I can talk again. And we're going to do this again. So we have the next drop. We're going to use the stairs. And then again, we're going to use the stairs, because it's too much of a drop for just the oak wood slabs. And then at this point, oak wood slabs. So we're just going to mirror this on the other side, and I'll be right back. There. So this is how it should look when you're done. A lot better than just all that birch. And we can go ahead and add some detail to the spine, or the top of it. So I'm just going to be using some spruce wood slabs and stone brick stairs. So the stone brick stairs are going to go one here, and then at this junction, we're going to put one here, as well as an oak log. The next thing, we're just going to put one with a spacing of one in between each. Leave it like that. And then we're going to use the staircases, like one facing that way, one facing that way, continuing back and forth, just to kind of give it a little bit of a different take. One side being bigger and bolder, the other side being smaller and more feeble, I guess is the best way to say it. Good enough for me. And then bringing this out one more and adding in a spruce wood stair. So this is how it should look thus far. Now, on the underside of this rooftop, we can go ahead and break the first row of birch because it's going to get in the way, and we don't really want to see much of the birch. It's not exactly pleasant when you have the selection of spruce wood, I think anyways. So how we'll be doing that is taking the spruce wood stairs. You could even match it up onto the side like that, so it kind of has a joint into it, but you won't be able to do that on all of them. And just simply do this all the way around, or on all sides. You're going to want to leave some gaps. So some of these gaps are going to have the slabs instead. So I will show you that in 1 second. All right. So after getting stuck on everything, what we'll be using next are the spruce wood slabs. So these spruce wood slabs are just going to cover up the rest of the birch, like so. Again, hiding that light texture that we don't really want to see because it's not really the majority of the structure. That was just an easy support. You could essentially break them all, but I'm not going to do that. So the next point, I'm going to use oak wood, and I'm just going to drag it all the way across like this, just to give it something else to look at up there, instead of seeing any birch. And this is pretty much done, the front face, at least for this point. We have to go ahead and detail this part next. This is where it's going to get a little trickier. So this point is going to require, so I'm going to delete everything. We're going to need some cobblestone stairs, some cobblestone slabs, some stone brick stairs, some spruce stairs, spruce slabs, what else do we need? Some andesite, and oak logs. So the andesite is on the inside, is in the inner log here. How it works is it's just 2 and then 1, then it goes out 2 and then up 2 again. So you should have 4 and then 2 on the top. And then the next feature, all I did was I used oak wood logs just to kind of give it that, because the actual build has like a bridge type looking staircase into it. The way this is set up, I couldn't do that, so I kept it simple. So all I'm going to do is add it in like this, kind of give it like a wood plank texture. Better than, well, not really better, but a little different than what Minecraft has. Actually, this comes out 3 and then 2 in the center. So it should look like this when you're done. And then we'll be using our cobblestone slabs and putting it in like that. So now you should be able just to run right up. You could even invert it, have these 2 below and have this one stick out further, so it has more of a pointed staircase. Actually, did I mess up? No, I didn't. I just didn't come out. I came out too far, but that's fine. Instead, you could actually just go ahead and extend this by 1. Now we're going to be using the stone brick stairs and placing them like this, just to give the post, the outer part, feet. And then to finish detailing it, I'm going to use oak fences, so we don't have to worry about detailing it anymore. So you should have 3 fences or 2 fences. Now we're going to go ahead and use the cobblestone stairs. The cobblestone stairs are just the filler. We're going to line them up like this, kind of like how I did the house rooftop, the same exact way, as well as here on that side. And then we're going to use the spruce wood stairs on the inner point. And then we're going to use the stone brick stairs on the outer side. Like so. Then we're going to want to have the oak wood come out one more time. And then also, you might as well put an oak wood log there, because of a selection of a block would be a little tricky. It wouldn't look as good. I don't think. You can try it and see how it looks. Then I'm going to add some oak feet right here. And that's pretty much done for that. Because now all I did was I kind of just detailed the bottom. I put andesite slabs right next to each oak log, and then I had a selection coming out like that of the oak logs from the building. I think I only did one. Let me double check. Yes, I only did one. And that's going to be it for detailing on the front. You can add in some other things if you want, like add in some more stone bricks, cobblestone stairs. It just kind of breaks it up a bit. You could do that. Go ahead. Add some more detail. You can detail in here if you want. Maybe even add like another window in there. Be nice. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the back of the structure. All right, so I simply went ahead and finished the rooftop, the simple part of the roof that we've already done, and copied this whole same pattern right across the board. Just simply so. I did make a couple changes just so I can show you how to do this without having to keep going back and looking at it. And that's pretty much it. So for detailing the bottom, before we go to the rooftop, before we get to that tricky part, I'm thinking we should go ahead and detail the bottom now. So I'm going to go over here, and I also added this in. This is just for me to show you. You don't have to have this yet. That's all right if you don't. So how I did this is I'm going to need some oak logs and some andesite. And what I did was I built up from right in front of it just to give the current selection some more thickness. So that's what we want to do, is build up to this point. You want to be just underneath this outline that we've already set up. Because now, when you have this thickness all the way around your structure, we can simply go ahead and connect every single point together. So we want this out, this point coming out still, because we're going to have that as the overhang for this part of the rooftop. But we want to connect them all with this simple bit of depth first. And you want to do that to the structure right to there. And then we're going to want to add another one right in here. So you should have what would look like this, essentially, when you're done. And then in between each of the gaps, we're going to need some cobblestones, stone brick slabs, stone brick stairs, and this is where we're going to be using the andesite, and now we'll need some spruce wood stairs. So how we're going to be using the polished andesite is we're going to simply take it like so, have 3 wrap around your outer post, and then follow all along the structure. You're going to want a space here, just one in front of this one, not to confuse you with my outline. And you're going to do this again and again, except for the middle ones. I'll take that back on the middle ones. Sorry about that. So it should look just like that. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our stone brick stairs, and we're going to connect them in the very middle ones, in between each of the andesite ones. So you should have the outermost post, 3 inner, 3 next most post, 3 inner, 3, 3, and there you go. So that's how you want to look on that point. Now, on these posts, these bigger posts, are what should be the bigger ones, the dominant support posts. What you're going to want now is to put the oak logs right here outwards at you to this point. All right. Once you have it looking like this, now we're going to use our spruce wood stairs, and we're going to connect them on the outermost the main support posts. We're going to connect them just like this. So now you have 6 set of posts, and 3 of them have a semi-different looking or unique look to them. And then on the front of the ones that have the spruce wood posts, you're going to want to have stone brick stairs, like so. And then to finish up some more of the minor details, we can go ahead and put some stone brick stairs on each side of the oak wood logs. So now the base is beginning to look a little better, starting to get some more detail to it. And then the next feature is stone brick slabs. On each side of the spruce wood stairs, we'll be putting 1 slab, just to give it a little more depth and something to look at. So that's what that should look like. And now when you get to this corner post, the corner post is a little different. We'll be needing, actually, we're going to need some fences too. My apologies. So for the corner post, we're now going to use the spruce wood stair like this here, and then also filling that up here. Then we're going to take our stone brick stairs like that, and now we're going to use the stone brick slabs like so. So that's what this should look like here. If you want to have it go to the ground, you can do that too. Make it like make it stick out a little further, seeing how this is the dominant corner. Give it some more support, or you could simply leave it like so. Now, the next thing we can go ahead and do is add the stone brick slabs right next to each point, making sure all you have is 1 gap. And once you have only 1 gap, you can now use your oak fences and line them like this, just to give it one last bit of texture here to look at. And I think I'm going to put 1 stone brick stair there. I think that is correct. I think there's supposed to be a gap there, so that looks good to me. So this is what it should look like when you're done with that. Now before we get to the roof, I'm going to go ahead and do this all the way around. I'll be right back. Okay, so now all you should have left is the front, or the back. The back isn't significantly different. It's very similar. Just the looks, I guess, is slightly different. So all you're going to do is take the post. From this post, you're going to want to bring it out, give it that thickness like we did with the other ones, just like so. And then from the bottom up, following this post right here, you're going to want to bring it all the way to the top. So what you should have is just 4 posts visible here on the back, like so. You could add an additional one in, actually, if you want to put one here in the middle. It's not a major one, but it actually kind of makes it look like it is. And then you're simply going to want to just fill it in like you did on the sides. Now, as you can see, there are a couple more gaps. We can probably fill those in. We could, if you wanted to change it, we could go ahead and put the fences as close as we could to that middle post and just simply add in some stone brick stairs like that, just to give it a little more of a rugged look. All right, so that just leaves the back. We can go ahead and do exactly what you did in the front. You're going to need some wool. You're going to need your spruce wood stairs, and you're going to need your spruce wood planks. Slabs. And you're going to go ahead and break underneath the birch, like so. And I'm not going to make you watch me do this because it would be kind of boring. This is just simply from earlier, and that's all we're doing here. It's just connecting these all together again. Just, if you had World Edit, you could flip it. I'll see you after. There, so once you have mirrored the other side, we are ready to move on to the next point, which will be now the more difficult part of the roof, where it starts to get a little tricky, and then we'll pretty much be done with this part of the structure. So what we're going to be needing are the stone brick stairs again. You're going to need the oak wood planks, oak wood logs, oak wood stairs. and some cobblestone blocks. So with this part of the structure, this is where it's going to start getting tricky. Oh, my apologies. We'll need some spruce wood stairs. So we're going to want to, from this point, use our spruce wood stairs like this. Now we're just essentially trying to make it look like the wood part is coming out or jutting off the building. So this is the overhang. That's all I'm doing right now. So you want one stair facing out like that. You want one stair facing up, another one going into it, just like that. Those three coming down, another one underneath, and then one reverse. I'll do it one more time. Reverse, upside down, and then three right up, just like that. So this is how it should look when you're done. Then you're going to want to do that over here as well, on the edge. Exactly the same. Now this one's going to look a little different. Do not worry. It's supposed to be a little higher, because that plays into what we'll be doing next, which is the stone brick stairs. These stone brick stairs will be acting as the overhang of the building. So from this second oak log, not the top one, but this bottom one, you're going to want to drag them all the way across the structure like that. And not on this side, though. This side's going to be something a little different. And then underneath, you're going to want to put a stair here with a one space gap in between. So you should have 1, 1, 1. You should have 3 empty spaces on either side of the crosshatch of the beam. And then underneath these stone brick stairs, you're going to want to put oak wood logs just to connect them to the building. So that's how that should look so far. The next thing we're going to do is here in the center, we're going to add an oak wood log, bring it up 3 times, and then have it come out once. So it should have like a 2 space gap like that. You're going to do that here as well. Next, we're going to be needing our oak wood stairs. So you're going to line them up 1, 2, and 3 on both sides of the post, as well as this side of the corridor of the soldier quarters as well. Now we're going to need the next selection, which will be wool. To keep, or to allow us to have a little more detail, we're going to put the wool on the inside of the structure. So you're going to want to place this wool all the way across to the other side, and you're going to want to stack it at least 3 high. This is unfortunately taking away space. You don't have to box this off. In the game, World of Warcraft itself, this is kind of boxed off. You could just tear it off and have maybe like beds up here or something. Just a suggestion. All right, and then the next thing we'll be needing are some stone bricks. The stone bricks are going to be placed. The stone bricks are going to be placed where you can see over the oak. So just one beneath each. So it should look like that. You should have 4 stone bricks here, another 2 here, and that's it. And we'll do this here as well, just mirroring or copying exactly what we did, minus an additional, oh no, actually, we can do it like that. My apologies. And with this one, we'll just put wool. So like so. That's how that should look. Because this will now be where we'll be putting the birch, because this part of the roof is a little higher. So you're going to want to line the birch up all along these stone bricks. Actually, we will take that down 1, bring it up 1. So what you should have is a 2-layer, a 2-layer, then it'll start going up from here. So you have a 2-layer, a 1-layer, then you're going to have a 3-layer. Oh wait, nope. Following the stone brick, you want to be 1 lower than the oak. Except for, actually, underneath, just to keep, I'm going to keep this an oak arch. I'm going to follow the oak all along the stone brick that way, so it should look something like this. So you should have 2 facing down, 1, and then 2 more. And you can do that all along as well. And then following what we've already started with the birch, this is getting kind of tedious. Sorry if it's hard to follow along. This is where the structure is getting pretty tricky. But good luck to you. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is following the oak here as well. So you should have an array of 4, 2, 4, 2, and 2. So it's looking good. At least half of it has a roof now. But to finish up with this part of the roof, we can go ahead and add in the overhang here. So the overhang is going to consist of some stone bricks. I'm going to connect them like this, 3 wide. There should be a 3 gap. So it should be 1, 2, 3. And then a 1, 2, and 3 again. Then on top of this, you're going to want to put your stone, your cobblestone. So you have a 1 next to the oak, a space, cobble, 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 space, cobble, space, cobble, cobble, space, cobble, space, cobble, and space again. All over again. And then on top of these open notches and where the wall is, we're going to want to put oak slabs. So you should have 4 slabs in total being used. Now it's getting a little tricky. Connecting into the oak wood here, we're going to be using connecting into the cobble, we're going to be using oak. So you want to have 4 on each row. So you should be using 8 oak in total. And then behind these oak slabs, we're going to want to put oak wood stairs, like so. So now we're starting to develop a pattern for the roof. This may seem like a lot of oak. We're going to be covering that up because we're going to be adding some spruce stairs afterwards, but I'm not going to confuse you guys just yet. Though I probably should do that now so you guys don't get too confused. So we're going to want some spruce wood slabs. I think either way I do this is going to get confusing. So on these open faces, we're going to want spruce slabs. A spruce staircase. Then we're going to have another one here, another one here, and another one there. So you should have 4 in total, plus 5, plus the additional one here at the top. Then we're going to take our spruce wood slab and cover up the oak on top, just like so. And you're going to want to do that on all 3 of these. Now, the reason I did this is to differentiate the oak from the oak itself on the major supports. Because the way I detailed it, I used the oak prior, or right beside it. So if you were to do that, it'd get a little confusing, and I personally don't think it looks that good. So just doing that adds a little more of the detail, that nice rays, as you can see with the nice shadows, and it separates it from what we're using. Because now we're going to be using the oak connecting into these pieces of oak as well. And again, we're going to follow that same pattern one more time, just across this very long stretch. And then in between, we're just going to follow a simple pattern of oak wood stairs. And then as well as using the oak wood slabs covering the birch. There. Now, if you want to tone it back a little bit, because that is a lot of oak, you could cut that oak like that and use spruce wood stairs so that it has a finer transition, breaking off that oak face, and you can do that all along your structure. I think I will, as it does look a little better. And this is primarily why I didn't want to detail this part of the roof, because I feel like this could have been tricky for some people to follow along with. I understand. But this is just a taste of some of the detailing I like to do. It just gives it more of an eye appeal when you look at it, because it has a different colors. It's not all just a bland, boring looking slate. Or it could be too much. Depends on who you're asking. Now, to add in some detail here, you could probably turn these into windows, but I I'm not going to recommend it. I'm just going to put kind of like a lattice work. So what I did is I put a staircase, an upside down. Oh, this is going to be tricky. I wanted an upside down staircase there. Wait, did I? No. I want an upright staircase there and an upright one there. And then copying it like that. So what you want is the staircases to hug with each other pretty much into the post so that they're touching that post right there. Then on this point, I used a spruce wood slab here as well as here. And I just copied that on both sides of the structure. I also added in some other things, but I'm not going to do that because I feel like that'd be a little tricky. So I'm going to leave it like that for now. The next part is this messy bit over here. So what I did here is I added in another row of birch, and then I put another row of oak wood slabs like so. But then to cover up the oak itself, the birch, I used stone brick stairs. Because now we're not going to be able to get the same depth here. You could if you wanted to stretch it, but I didn't want to. I wanted to keep it like so. So what I did to give this some detail is I went to get some andesite, and then I placed it like this, giving it a one space, and then I used stone brick stairs like so. And then underneath this, I added in some more stone brick stairs just to kind of give it some more support. You could also do cobble there as well. So what you should have at the end of the day is this. There, that wasn't too tough, right? So now we gotta do the towers. The feet of the towers is pretty simple. I did do some outlining here. So to do the towers, what I did was I simply followed what I did there on the back. I gave it the 3 andesite around. I used the stone brick stairs, 2 on the corners, and then I used the cobblestone stone brick slabs like that. This is how the feet should look for the tower. I felt the tower should have the larger of the feet. That's why I cut them back there on the rear posts. And then in between your feet, you're going to want to use 3 posts coming out, and then 1 on the top, 3 oak logs like that. And then in between each oak log, I did 1 andesite like that, 2 andesite blocks, and only using 1 set of stairs and then 1 set of stairs here. So this is how the tower flooring, or bottom half, should look. Actually, one last mistake. That's how it should look right now. And you'll do this on all your towers. Once you've done that on all the towers, now we'll be taking this middle one and building it up. You want to build it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 high. Actually 5 high. Because what you're going to want to do on this 5th one is you're going to take the oak log and stretch it across like so. And this is how the corners will look. This is where the first cross hatching will be happening. So what I did was at each corner, I broke a block in, pulled 2 out, put 1 underneath, put another one there, and that's it for that. And I also added 1 more there. So this is how the feet should look, or at least the bottom half of the structure. And you're going to want to do that all the way around. And I'll show you the little corner, how I did that, made the corner a little neat and tidy, because that's going to be tricky as well. So all I did is you try, because where you're lacking on space, you just try to follow the detail as best you can. You're going to have to change some things of what was done prior, but that's an easy fix. So whatever gets in the way, you want to make something the dominant detail. So you can either make this the dominant detail, or you can make this the dominant detail. I'm going to make the tower the dominant detail just to show you. So I have 1 here, and then I'm going to put another block there. Then I'm going to put an oak log on top, then I'm going to use a stone brick stair here. Now you have this strange gap. You can either you can just put filler in there. I usually just put an oak wood log facing up. It says the filler. It's just a joint. It's not necessary. Then you want to try and maintain the same quality around. So what would be here is that middle post going up. But you're not going to see all of it because of that, the way it connects to the roof here, or the same build, because now you have this simple stair lattice work. What I did was one upside down staircase, 1 block high, and then I did another one just another block higher. And that's it. Just do that around your structure. That wasn't too hard, was it? You're pretty much done with the detailing of the structure because it's kind of simple from here out, except for one last stretch right here. You don't have to detail that. I recommend it. It just gives that tower more than just a hollowed out rectangle right here. So what I did for this point, I'll show you the simple thing first. I took a slab and I just made like a small diamond shape, or whatever you want to call it, like that, and I just doubled up on it. So this is what I call filler. I didn't like just a bland look to it, so I filled it in. Simply put. The next thing, beside these spruce wood slabs, I used stone brick stairs. And then I built this up from here with oak wood logs to the very top. And then in between the gaps that were left, I used 3 andesite blocks. Then getting out my cobble staircases, I put these on the underside of the andesite. Then from the top, I put spruce wood logs here, stairs here, 2 oak wood logs, actually, just 1. And then I'm going to use stone brick stairs like that. So I hope that wasn't too difficult for you to follow along with. You just match it up with the most of the structure as best you can. It's not going to fit everywhere, but then also remember dominant detailing. What do you want to be the focal point? Well, I'm going to keep the roof more the focal point as opposed to this, because if I were to detail, actually I could do that, but if I were to do this, then I would have some birch exposed, and I don't really like that little opening. Some people might, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep the stairs there. So the dominant detail for me would be the roof overhang right here. Now, the same thing goes for this corner. You're going to want to finish this outright, and then you're simply done. And I'll show you that afterwards, what I mean. I'll be right back. So before the cut, what I wanted to show you was a small gap here on the side of the tower. Now, this is how I did it, and if you got this, then good job, because all you had to do was simply follow the basis of what was already given and just put it into the structure as best you can, leaving the logs as well as the andesite and stone staircase. Now, I did add a little more by putting a cobblestone staircase here underneath the window panels and added 2 trapdoors. And that is essentially it. Aside from that, this outrageously long tutorial is done, save for interior, which I'm going to leave to you guys. I will show you what I did with mine on my prior build, just to give you an idea of what it can look like and what it will look like if you put a little thought into it, and even better, depending on what you do. So this is how I did mine. Nice and open. This is how it kind of looked in the picture from World of Warcraft itself, except for a few minor changes. The floor in the picture was a lot of cobble. Now, I thought the cobble looked kind of hideous, so I like the look of the constant smooth stone slabs. That's what I used. And it was lower, so that's why I used the outer ring of oak wood logs. Now, an addition I added was the overhead ceiling windows, because I prefer natural lighting as opposed to, the darkness given off by the shaders when you're in a room. I mean, it does get pretty dark, and I don't really care for the yellow color. I also added in these trusses across the top, because in the picture as well, they offered chandeliers, which I did not do for this tutorial. But that's pretty much it, and this is what you can do, and so much more. I mean, you can even take these boxes down and put some beds up here if you'd like. I mean, the more the merrier. There's a lot of space to work with here. And again, I am sorry for making this into 2 parts as well as a very long tutorial. But I do plan here on out to make shorter tutorials, maybe occasionally throwing in a larger one, maybe 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe occasionally an hour-long one on rare moments. And with all of that said, I hope you enjoyed what I was able to build for you. And if you did, please do drop a like, maybe even a sub. It all helps motivate me to build more if I know you guys like what I am creating. And again, until next time, see you later.